Good evening. I'm Stephanie Barugian.
And I'm Bud Elliott. Here's what's coming up tonight at 6. One person is dead, another injured tonight in a central Fresno train accident. We'll have a live report in just a couple of minutes. Police say a local chop shop bust gives way to a family affair with connections to a treasure trove of several other crimes. And there's snow in the Sierra, just not enough quite yet. Ski season is postponed for just 1 week. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is the 6 o'clock news on KSEE 24. News that matters.
We have breaking news tonight from central Fresno. One woman is dead, a man in stable condition after being hit by a train. It happened near the intersection of Van Ness and Shields.
Audrey Assistio is at the scene of the accident right now, and she has the very latest. Audrey?
Yes, well, it's still a very busy scene out here. BNSF officials, Fresno police, and the coroner are on scene trying to piece together exactly what happened. Now, police say at around 4 o'clock, a woman in her 30s and a man in his 40s were walking when they were hit by the BNSF train. The woman died at the scene. Now, the man was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. Police say he will likely need surgery because of internal injuries. Now, investigators say they have been speaking with the man to find out how all of this happened. Police believe the two could be transients.
This has happened before where individuals who are walking on the train do get caught into a certain narrow area, and they believe that there is clearance, but there is equipment from the train that does stick out, and it probably took them by surprise.
People who live here say they see transients walking along the tracks all the time, even kids playing on the tracks. Now, as the investigation continues, Ashland, Dakota, and Shields are all blocked, eastbound and westbound. That's about 1.5 miles long. Now, police say this train will be staying put for about another hour or so. Reporting live in Fresno, Audrey Assistio, KSEE 24 News.
Audrey, thanks. Officials say that train was traveling about 60 miles an hour when it hit the woman and the man. We'll have more on this story as it develops all evening long on KSEE 24 News. Meanwhile, an elaborate criminal operation run by a Fresno family was busted by police this morning.
Auto thefts, home burglaries, marijuana sales, and identity theft, all a part of the operation. Justin Willis joins us now with the latest in this investigation. Justin.
Well, guys, it's one family business that may not get passed on to the next generation. Also of concern for police is that rival gangs were working together on the operation.
We've seen recently an increase in auto thefts just in the last few weeks.
And now FPD's career criminal auto theft team expects those numbers will go down. The auto thefts and home burglaries this family is suspected of had been occurring throughout the city, and the operation was spread out as well. It spanned 3 homes, one on Turner near Leavenworth Elementary School and another on Adler near Kings Canyon and Willow.
We believe that these crew of individuals are responsible for easily 8 to 10 vehicles a night.
During the bust, officers uncovered an ID theft operation in which at least $9,000 was spent just in the last week. Police also seized several weapons, including an AK-47, cash, and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of marijuana and the equipment to produce it.
That grows within the garage. I mean, it's an extensive operation on all locations. And what you find is the whole family was involved in preparing it, bagging it up, for sales.
12 arrests have been made so far. The minors are not shown here. Most are members of the Ross family. Police say at least 2 are affiliated with the Asian gang TRG, and 1 is a confirmed Bulldog gang member. The charges being dished out include marijuana sales and possession, conspiracy, auto theft, and child endangerment.
It's about money. It's not about gang affiliations. It's a career criminals that are looking for ways to make profit and money.
Now, police expect today's arrests will put a significant dent in the recent rash of auto thefts and home burglaries that have been going on throughout the city. Officers are looking at a 15% reduction in those crimes compared to last year. Stephanie, back to you.
Justin, thank you. And police say more arrests are on the way. One is outstanding, and that is the father of some of those arrested today.
We are learning more tonight about the man who was shot and killed by an officer in Pixley yesterday. Family members have identified him as Cecil Elkins Jr. Police in Tulare say he was wanted for car theft. He was also a car thief who had been on the run since Monday. From our South Valley Bureau tonight, Joey Barra spoke with the suspect's brother, who says the shooting was not justified.
Dennis Elkins has questions about his brother, the police, and their actions.
Minute by minute, it's still a blur to me. I'm still waiting to wake up and see my brother again.
His brother Cecil Elkins Jr. was shot and killed by an officer Tuesday night in Pixley. Investigators say he was on the run. They say he was wanted for attempted murder and auto theft in Tulare. Surveillance cameras captured him running from police just before the shooting. George Guerrero saw it all happen.
And his girlfriend was there. She was yelling, "Don't shoot him, don't shoot him," and they shot him.
He says Elkins didn't have a gun and tried to give up. Investigators have not said whether that's true.
It's not shoot to kill. If you're standing less than 30 yards away from a suspect, you have a taser, why not use the taser? Why use lethal force?
Elkins says his brother wasn't violent, but he admits he just got out of prison and had a troubled past.
Was ready to straighten up, be a family man. He didn't want to go back to that place.
Police tell a different story. They say Elkins rammed a patrol car Monday night and tried to hit an officer with a stolen car. Still, Elkins can't believe the way things ended, and he's waiting for answers. In Pixley, Joey Barra, KSEE 24.
It turns out only one officer shot at Cecil Elkins Jr. The officer is a 9-year veteran with the Highway Patrol and is tonight on administrative leave.
In Madera County, sheriff's deputies are looking for 3 people who stole an ATM. Now, this is surveillance video taken early this morning near Avenue 15 and Highway 41. You can see a pickup pulling to the gas station. The thieves smashed through the glass and made off with the ATM. They also destroyed a refrigerator and shelving in the process. The store opened less than an hour later, and after cleaning up, it was business as usual. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office is asking anyone with information to please come forward.
In lighter news from Madera County tonight, the sheriff's office there has a new way to respond to emergencies even when nobody dials 911. Dan Rubin joins us now to explain how MC Alert can save lives without costing taxpayers one single dime. Dan?
Yeah, it's really a win-win, but even more amazing was seeing how the sheriff's office treats everyone like their family. The sheriff didn't waste any time getting the word out.
We kicked off the program this morning at about 10 minutes ago.
I have no doubt every sheriff cares deeply for their community, but when John Anderson is deeply bothered, he shows it.
And we have people dying, and a lot of times no one knows about it. We find out about it sometimes 3 days afterwards, 3 weeks, or even 3 months. And that's just not tolerable.
About 30% of Madera County residents are at least 60 years old. Sheriff Anderson is also the county coroner.
We try and work with them and protect them while they're alive, and I think we will owe that to them once they pass on.
Not an easy task for a cash-strapped county.
There are other areas that are doing this, but they went ahead and just purchased software to the tune of like $10,000.
Dedication and care runs throughout the sheriff's office.
We really tried to be as cost-effective with this as possible. We designed this program ourselves.
If a senior citizen is worried about not being able to get help when they need it most, they can give their name, number, and address to the sheriff's office. Twice a day, they'll get an automated call like this.
Please press 1 if you're okay. Please press 2 if you need assistance, and you will be transferred to the Sheriff's Office Emergency Communications Center.
If there's no response after consecutive calls, someone will head to your home to make sure that you are all right. Jerry Ongman not only helped put the program together, he's also one of the first people to enroll in it.
And about 2 years ago, my wife died. I got to thinking about it. I have nobody to call anymore, so I'm an elder orphan.
Yeah, well, if you're an elder orphan, the Madera County Sheriff's Office makes a pretty good foster parent. Citizens on patrol should be thanked as well for doing welfare checks free of cost. But
what a great idea, Dan. Thanks. Find out more, go to KSEE24.com and click on the news links.
Students from 2 Fresno Adventist high school groups are extending a helping hand to several hungry families. The Hands and Spiritual Life groups organized a school-wide food drive collecting canned goods over a 2-week span. And today they got to see their efforts pay off as the students personally distributed the food to needy families. Here in the Valley, the 2 groups collected more than 3,000 food items. And in the same spirit, KSEE24 is teaming up with Catholic Charities and our generous viewers for the 3rd annual turkey drive. It takes place next Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday, starting at 5 a.m., and it goes all the way through 7:30 that night. You can drop off a turkey at the KSEE 24 studios. We're located at 5035 East McKinley Avenue, right down the street from the Fresno Airport.
Well, the China Peak Ski Resort prepares to start the season, but Mother Nature says, wait a minute, not quite so fast. Tonight at 6, a lack of snow has caused the resort to postpone its opening day. Angela Greenwood took a trip up to the mountains today, and she joins us now with more. Angela?
Well, yes, but it's a minor setback. Officials say the delay is nothing major and expect to have a booming season regardless. The rest of the community is hoping for the same.
The ski lifts are running during an annual safety inspection. The snowmakers are turned off for a daylight break. This year, crews at China Peak have a little more time to prepare for the swarm of skiers and snowboarders. That's because opening day has been delayed.
Mother Nature is not always our best friend.
Now, the resort was hoping to open this Friday, but you can see the only area with a decent amount of snow is on this beginner's hill right here. Other than that, the rest of the terrain is pretty bare.
Obviously, we have, our snowmaking capabilities, but again, that's all weather dependent. It looks like there's some weather coming in this weekend. What that's going to bring, who knows.
About 15 miles down the mountain, business owners are crossing their fingers for a weakened storm.
There's a pretty big lull with no money coming in, so we need the snow to come in and bring people to the area and, helps the whole town.
Greg Powell is prepared for the extra traffic.
All right, ready to go.
The snow equipment is already on display inside his rental shop.
We're ready for a pack season.
Out of the closet, all cleaned up and ready.
Avid skier and snowboarder Jim Hubner was ready to hit the slopes a week ago. He now patiently awaits the day after Thanksgiving season opener.
I get 30 or 40 days a year in skiing, so as do all my kids and wife and everything, so we're into it.
So maybe not as early of an opening day as expected, but it's not dampering the spirit of the season.
Just want everybody to come up and enjoy the snow for the first time of the season. Have a great time.
Now, again, opening day is now scheduled for Friday, November 23rd. That's the day after Thanksgiving. Now, until more natural snow falls, the trails there will be limited. So, Bud, people are really hoping for that possible storm to roll through this week, and hopefully AJ can bring them some good news.
Well, we hope so. Angela, thanks. Badger Pass ski area in Yosemite is scheduled to open for the season on Friday, December 14th. They always open a little later than Sierra Summit and China Peak.
They don't make the snow there, so
no,
they just have to wait for the snow to come.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check in with AJ. He's got our forecast, and he's out and about again to tell us more about the Coats for Kids campaign.
Right, and we're broadcasting live at Granville Homes in the Copper River area, and that's where we're talking to Rochelle Kleiser, who you may recognize her from, we talked to her a lot when we were talking about the Home of Hope, right, just a couple of months back. So great to see you again, and now we're trying to raise, not money, but we're raising coats now.
Absolutely. We have a huge goal this year, and I don't think we're anywhere close to our goal. 20,000 coats is what we're trying to raise this year. And we have several great locations in Fresno where people can drop off their gently used or hopefully brand new coats for school-age kids, and Granville is one of those at our model centers.
You have several model centers, not just one. Can you give us the locations of those?
We do. We have 3 model centers here in Fresno. We have Copper River, which we're right here at Bryant and Copper. We have one in Northwest Fresno at La Ventana, which is at Bullard and Grantland, and we have one location in Southeast Fresno called Sunnyside Grove, and that's at Fowler and Church.
All right. So when you're doing your home shopping, make sure you bring a coat with you because they've got these bins that are available. Now, about how cold it is going to be this weekend. Temperatures are going to drop some, and yes, everybody would be happy. There's probably going to be some snow at higher elevations too. I'll have your 7-day outlook. That's going to be coming up in just a few minutes. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Very good. AJ, thanks. Huff and puff and blow your house down. A fairy tale-like house is being built right here in Fresno.
It's the work of a respected sculptor from North Carolina who's creating a one-of-a-kind art piece solely constructed of sticks. It's new at 6 tonight. Audrey Assistio has the details for us.
Sticks can be used in many ways, for fire, even as a tool. But for the next 2 weeks, Patrick Doherty and his crew will be using them for art.
And then nudge these things into place.
Had to figure out what birds already knew. Sticks really have an infuriating tendency to tangle,
And so that's our simplest method of joining. That's what we're using in this piece here.
You actually might recognize Doherty's work. His intricately woven structures are standing in different parts of the world. But right now, he's here at Fresno State Center for Creativity and the Arts, building a one-of-a-kind creation.
But the idea is this wall would kind of move up the hill and give you some sense of the geography. It's not the Great Wall of China, it's kind of the small wall.
Doherty says it's an opportunity for people to visit the wild right in their own backyard.
I think the work reminds people of being in the woods and taking a walk, maybe going back to the Garden of Eden and just being an animal for a while.
For KSEE 24 News, I'm Audrey Assistio.
Fascinating. Well, Patrick Doherty and his crew started the project last Monday, and they hope to have it completed by November 29th, and they expect for it to stay put for the next 2 years.
The Central California Auto Show opens on Friday, but you can get a sneak peek if you'd like and help kids at Children's Hospital at the same time. Tomorrow night, the Auto Show will host a special preview event. Money raised will go to the emergency room at Children's Hospital. The event will feature access to all the latest and greatest the industry has to offer, plus they'll throw in some food and music, too. The Auto Show preview happens tomorrow at the Convention Center new exhibit hall. It starts at 6:30 tomorrow evening, ends at 9 o'clock. Tickets are $50 per person and may be purchased online at FresnoClovisCarDealers.com.
And there's much more ahead tonight on the news at 6. First, researchers at Fresno State look into a correlation between pesticides and certain cancers.
And later tonight, President Obama meets the press for the first time since his re-election and challenges Congress on a number of issues.
These stories and more when the news at 6 continues.
You're watching KSEE 24, and this is the news at 6.